Hello, my name is Xander. Today you will learn about the tale, long told by the tribe members for years, which is a tale of a crow who brings the daylight. The daylight was never first for mankind, but could be seen in the far lands of forever dark earth. Crow would fly to the far lands and back as he wished, soaring through the sky. Each day passed, growing Crow's stories of these far lands. As each new story came, he became eager to tell them. He then gave in and flew into the long, daring trip into the darkness. As he flew into the darkness, he could feel his wings given slowly, as reminding him of the rest he is missing. He continued through the darkness until suddenly he heard voices in the darkness. A village of people in a blanket of darkness is a place waiting to hear my tales, Crow thought. He landed face to face with folks full of children and old chiefs who stopped and watched in disbelief as the crow told story after story of a place where you can see and of a blue sky, and of all the beasts he saw. The elders in disbelief walked away and scoffed at the crow. The children sat and waited to hear the crow's tales as he returned, but it wasn't long before they had memorized his stories after every trip. Happy and joyful they grew. The elders saw the joy inside their children. Seeing the joy, they believed. If what you say is true, then bring a ball of light home next trip, the elder asked politely. Each time the crow came by, but the crow could not, for he is an ancient bird who is no ordinary crow, who long lived his youth. Begging each day, the village asked Crow, and Crow finally gave in, daringly flew back. About to give in, he saw the light, which gave him strength within to keep going. Landing on a branch, he saw a kid inside playing with a ball of light, which Crow flew down and shape-shifted as he flew into the house, and flew into the child's ear, which he whispered, "Go outside and bring the ball and tie it in a string." The child followed as Crow scratched his ear within. Soon enough, the child tied the ball and went outside. Crow then flew out of his ear to swoop down and grab the ball and make his way back to the dark abyss. Crow flew long and determined, like a torch in the night, until he heard people crying with joy. He drew closer with each flat until fatigue gained control, sending the ball of light down to the ground like a meteor, shattering into millions of pieces, lighting the sky. The people were overjoyed and thanked the crow, but the crow felt as if he failed because they only got 6 months of light. They still were filled with joy, for they finally could see everything, and the true beauty of the blue sky, the mountains, and the marvelous creatures around they could see. From that day on, they always treated the crow with gratitude, for each year the crow brings the daylight. In the story, you just heard the lesson to be learned from this. And the lesson learned from this is that doing something kind always comes back to you later on, like when the crow gave them light, they always were, after he gave the light, they were always kind to him and were always willing to help him, which shows that doing something nice always comes back to you when you do it. And this is important to modern culture because myths in modern culture teaches us a lesson that we don't have to go through the same experience to learn, so we can take what we learned and help us grow and become better people without experiencing it. And that's why it's important, like this myth. Without going through what Crow went through, you can learn that being nice to people is a good thing, and if you do it, then they'll be nice back, and it'll make you happy and them happy. And through this myth, you learn that. Anyways, thanks for making it to the end of the podcast. I hope you're having a good day. Stay safe, and next time, help someone else out, because it makes everyone happy, and they might help you in the long run.